All right, since we're learning about birds, I thought this would be a good book to read. It's called Amazing Birds. Good. Birds begins with the letter B. Amazing Birds. And what bird is on the cover? What's this? Good. It's an owl. And what letter does owl begin with? O. O for owl. Very good. All right, let's read about some amazing birds. Ooh, that's an amazing bird. Anybody know what it is? Begins with a P. Peacock. That's a peacock. See the feathers? They have like eyes on them. They're so pretty. Peacock. Ooh, another one that begins with a P. Anybody know what that is? Parrot. That's a parrot. And they can open nuts with that sharp beak of theirs. You don't want to let your fingers get near. They'll take your finger right off. Oh, look, another one that begins with a P. Yep, a penguin. My favorite bird. And a pelican. Lots of P birds. Pelican. All right, what is a bird? Now, we've talked about this. What is a bird? There are 9,000 different kinds of birds. Birds have wings. Birds have beaks or bills. And birds have feathers. Most birds can fly. And they lay eggs. All right, I know that Yusuf knows what bird this is. What bird is that, Yusuf? Begins with an F. Flamingo. That's a flamingo. Look at that. And this is what they eat. That's a shrimp. See what color the shrimp is? Because they eat those pink shrimp, their feathers are pink. Shrimp are pink, and so is the flamingo. Some flamingos are pinker than others, but they all have a few black feathers in the back of their wings. See, they have some black feathers back there. Ooh, there's that word. Parrots. Parrots. Look at that. Parrots can be your pet. Does anybody know anybody that has a pet parrot? They live for a really long time, too. There are more than 300 kinds of parrot, the most colorful of all birds. Many live in tropical forests high among the trees. Others live in open bush country. Okay, they are beautiful birds, parrots. Oh, this is the other one I said, another P. This is a pelican. Have you ever seen the movie Finding Nemo? There are pelicans in that movie. There's a pelican that always comes and sticks its head in the dentist's window. So if you watch it and you see that movie, you'll say, hey, look, there's a pelican. The pelican's beak can fill up, and that's how they catch fish. They dive down towards the water, and they scoop up the fish with their beak is like a net. This unusual bird looks clumsy waddling on land with its big body, stubby legs, and webbed feet. It's a water bird, able to fly, glide, swim, and catch feet in its built-in fishing net. See, right in there, it catches the fish. Ooh, what's that? That is a vulture. Begins with the letter V. V for vulture. Do you know what vultures eat? They eat dead animals. They help clean up the environment because they eat the dead animals. Very, very gross, isn't it? So vultures eat dead animals. Vultures are nature's garbage collectors. They feed on dead bodies, eating everything except the bones. All right, so they eat everything but the bones. Ugh. Aw, look how cute. Another P word. The penguin. Isn't he cute? These smartly dressed black and white birds live among the icebergs in the cold Antarctic Ocean. Penguins are water birds that cannot fly, but they can swim very well using their wings as flippers to fly through the water. So this is one of the birds that cannot fly. Can you think of another? There's one that begins with an O. Ah. The ostrich. Ostrich cannot fly either, but they can run really fast. Penguins can't run fast, but they can swim fast. Ooh, anybody know what that bird is? It's a very graceful bird. When we read The Ugly Duckling, the duckling turned into one of these. The swan. A swan. He wasn't a duckling, he was a swan. The graceful swan is one of the largest water birds. It glides along lakes and slow-moving rivers, feeding on grass and water weeds. Okay. Ah, another P. The peacock. Peacock. They go, bah, bah. Sounds like somebody screaming. The peacock is a noisy bird. The male peacock has a fabulous fan. He uses it to court the ladies, or the peahens. The peacock opens his fan only when he's trying to charm a peahen. First he backs up to her, then he spins suddenly to face her and dazzle her with his beautiful quivering train. They are such pretty birds, so pretty. Oh, this is a cool bird. Let's see. Ah, that's what we were just talking about. This one begins with the O. Ah, ostrich. The biggest birds in the world can't fly at all, but they can certainly run. The African ostrich can zip along at 45 miles per hour, which is faster than the fastest sprinter. All right, so if you're in the car with mom and dad, tell them to let you know when you're going 45 miles an hour, and that's really fast. Ostriches can run super fast, and ostriches lay really big eggs. See the big egg? Imagine eating an ostrich egg. One egg is bigger than a grapefruit and as heavy as 4,300 hummingbird eggs. It's as heavier than a grapefruit. Oh, this is a teeny tiny bird. Little teeny tiny bird. Begins with an H. The hummingbird. It's a very, very little bird, hummingbird. And if you've ever seen one, because I've seen some, you would think it's a bug because they fly very fast, sort of like a bumblebee. So you would say, wow, is that a bug? And then you look and it's not. It's a bird, but it's very tiny. The hummingbird is the smallest bird in the world. It eats tiny insects and sucks nectar from flowers just like a bee does. Look at the hummingbird's nest, kind of like a basket. Soft and cozy, the hummingbird builds its nest from thistledown, lichen, and spider's webs. Wow. Hummingbirds are really cool if you get to see one. Look at the tiny little eggs. My goodness, they're little. How birds fly. Birds fly in 3 ways: gliding, flapping, or hovering. Different birds use different kinds of flight depending on where they live and how they feed. Okay? Hovering says most birds cannot hover, but they have to, it means flapping the wings so fast that a bird stays up in the air without moving. Like a helicopter kind of stands in one spot, that's what hovering means. Gliding is when you see the bird kind of not flapping its wings and it's just kind of soaring overhead, and then you know what flapping is. Most birds do flapping. Okay? If you see a bird gliding, it's either a vulture or a hawk or an eagle. So that's pretty cool. All right, and that's the end of our book on birds. That was super interesting, wasn't it? All righty. I'll see you guys later.